That's right.
This should not be allowed in a country that roots in itself, telling them that their documentations are wrong, keeping them for days upon days. We've also seen people be deported who have proper documentation.
Imagine building your entire life in a country, working hard, raising your kids, paying your bills, only suddenly to be told that you might have to leave. That's the reality many Somalis immigrants in the United States are now facing. And it's causing fear, frustration, and a lot of unanswered questions. Let's watch these clips and then I'll come back with more comments.
President Donald Trump needs to continue to dismantle the Somalian community in Minnesota. What this is about to do with stuff is that so many people that are getting ready to come up in the 2026 election, when seats are being vacated, they're using the Somalian community to gain rank into those seats, into those positions. That's how ILHAN OMAR got in her position. Once they have a runover of Minnesota, then they feel like they can take over the state, then they'll start trying to come for our country. Everybody needs to start getting out and voting regardless of what you think or how you think that your vote does not work or it does not count. It does. That way you all won't be around here complaining and bitching about what is happening so much in this world when these foreign people are coming in here trying to take over our states. We need to stand up and stop them.
ILHAN OMAR claims U.S. citizens are being deported by ICE. Listen closely.
They are disappearing U.S. citizens. They are disappearing people who have proper documentation, sometimes telling them that their documentations are wrong, keeping them for days upon days. We've also seen people be deported who have proper documentation, yet to be returned to this country.
That's right.
This should not be allowed in a country that roots in itself in freedom and liberty. There is no freedom when you are being detained and your government is being turned against you. This should be appalling to everyone.
This is the U.S. goddamn states.
So apparently there's hundreds of Somalians throughout Minneapolis and Minnesota that is protesting their own way. And you want to know how they're protesting? They're going to shut their business down. Let me be the first to let you all know that we don't give a shit. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it ain't even business. It ain't no business at all. Okay, stop it. You all are shutting those businesses down because you all are running. You all are jetting, getting on those American Airlines and going back to wherever the hell y'all came from because the gig is up. All right, the Trump administration is coming after you all. Now, if you don't know by now, the Trump administration, DOJ, Pam Bondi, they have been hemming people up left to right, charging people. I think at this point, over 200, most of them are Somalians that has been in this entire fraud situation, stealing billions of taxpayer dollars. We don't give a shit how y'all protesting. We really don't. I don't know why you all feel the need to do this or do that. It's not going to help your all cases. Y'all business don't contribute to nothing. They're not even running. Minneapolis is not going to feel no impact from this. Literally.
I mean, I have no worry. I don't know how they take away my citizenship and like deport me, but I don't even know like why that's such a scary threat. Like, I'm not the 8-year-old who escaped war anymore. I'm grown. My kids are grown. Like, I can go live wherever I want.
For here, Somalia has been considered an unsafe country because of ongoing civil conflict, terrorism, weak governance, and drought and famine. The US has allowed Somali nationals to stay under the TPS. And for many people, TPS hasn't been a policy. It has been a lifeline. It has allowed families to work legally, support themselves, send money back home, and most importantly, live without the constant fear of deportation. Over time, people built lives, they found jobs, raised children, became part of their communities. For many, America is home in every way except on paper. But now, with discussions around TPS possibly being cancelled or not renewed, everything feels uncertain. People are asking, what happens next? Do they have to leave? Where do they go? And what about their children, their jobs, and their future? This isn't just about a policy update. This is something that could completely change people's lives overnight.
You guys, on some real, I know we're laughing, but like low-key ain't shit funny. Like ain't shit funny. These people, and this is exactly what I knew Trump calling us out would do, is make these loser ass people feel emboldened enough to come to our communities, wreak havoc in our communities, and call us out because they couldn't make something of themselves. Like, and the thing that makes all this so ironic is the president, like, aren't you a felon? Like, what? It's like what are we even speaking about? Like, what are we talking about here, right? But these brainwashed individuals are so focused on immigrants and minorities that they can't see past the brainwashing. Like, it literally pisses me off, y'all. Like, I don't find this to be funny at all. Like, I know we're making jokes about it, but it enrages me, y'all. Like, it makes me so mad because the hypocrisy and, like, I don't know, this narrative. I just miss when we were freaking inconspicuous. Nobody knew who we were. We're minding our business. Like, please, like, oh.
Here's ILHAN Omar yesterday getting confronted. Someone asked her if she's ready to get deported, if she's packing her bags.
Congresswoman, do you agree with President Trump's assumption that you married your brother to get citizenship? Have you begun packing your bags for Somalia yet, Congresswoman Omar?
Not going anywhere.
So you're not?
No, don't waste your energy on me.
Do you have a message for President Trump?
I will be here probably longer than Trump.
Wait, do you have a message for President Trump?
I am like a quarter of his age.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say to him?
He's an old man losing his mind. I don't know why he's obsessed with me.
He's obsessed with you. Lady, you're obsessed with him. Your entire political career has been attacking him. Anyways, yeah, I wouldn't be so confident of that, ILHAN, because, yeah, Trump is doing what he's doing now, but wait for the next Trump, that next president who carries that MAGA torch to the next level, to the America first, America only level. Trump is pretty nice compared to what's coming next. We'll have a real, actual xenophobic, racist president in the future, and that president will want to deport everybody, okay? That's what we're going to have. That's where we're headed.
In this country, we do not blame the lawlessness of an individual on a whole community. What we also know is that there is not a single evidence that the president or his coolies have put forth that there are any single resource from taxpayers in Minnesota that has gone to aid and abet terrorism. That language is dangerous. That language puts the lives of Somalis not only in Minnesota, but across the country in danger. And if the president believed that and he had evidence, he would take people to court. So we are sick and tired of the president waking up one day and deciding to put forth falsehoods and demonize whole communities, while the ignorant people that support him then take the lies that he's spreading and use it as a fact. We've seen it during the campaign where he said Asians were eating cats and dogs. We've seen his vice president repeat those lies. We've seen the media run it as a headline as if it was a fact. That is shameful. That is shameful. That is ignorant. It makes us look like a stupid nation that does not believe in truth but traffics in lies. It makes the world mock us, and we are better than that. We are better than that as Americans.
ILHAN Omar and what the Justice Department has just revealed, which is a pretty big reveal, why they're considering denaturalizing one ILHAN Omar and the alleged evidence they have to go on.
I do handle criminal matters here at the Civil Rights Division. They include the FACE Act. The city's church case in Minnesota is a notorious example of that. Hate crimes cases, those kinds of cases, attacks on houses of worship.
She has 2 children with Mr. Ahmed Hirsi in 2003 and 2006. So it's a real marriage, okay? They're together, they have kids. Then they separated in 2008. She marries again. She marries a guy named Ahmed Nur Saeed Elmi. That's the guy that some people online believe might be her brother. I'm here to tell you it doesn't even matter if it's her brother or not, because if it wasn't a real marriage, if they didn't love each other.
ILHAN Omar suddenly looks like she completely lost it as the deportation debate explodes around her because the conversation in Washington has taken a very different turn. This is no longer about fiery speeches or social media fights. Suddenly, the spotlight is on citizenship law itself. And when lawmakers start talking about denaturalization and deportation in the same sentence as your name, that is the kind of attention that makes any politician very uncomfortable. It's a truism of immigration law that if you commit fraud in the course of obtaining your citizenship, you can be denaturalized. If you lie about the entire situation, it exploded when lawmakers began openly discussing whether ILHAN Omar's citizenship history deserves closer scrutiny. For years, this topic lived mostly on the edges of political debate. Suddenly, it is being said on television, on podcasts, and inside Congress itself. That alone changes everything because the moment elected officials begin publicly asking legal questions about a sitting member of Congress, the conversation moves from politics to law. Now, here is where things get interesting. American law actually does allow citizenship to be revoked under certain circumstances. It is called denaturalization, and it is not some wild conspiracy theory invented by people on social media. It is written directly into federal law under 8 U.S.C. Section 1451. That law allows the government to revoke citizenship if it was obtained through fraud, misrepresentation, or deliberate concealment of material facts. In plain English, if someone lied to become a citizen, the law says the government can undo that citizenship. Denaturalization cases are rare, but they are very real. The Justice Department has used them historically against war criminals who lied about their past when entering the United States. In some cases, people who concealed involvement in Nazi atrocities were stripped of citizenship decades after arriving in America. Think about that for a moment. Someone can live here for 40 years, build a life, and still lose citizenship if the government proves fraud occurred during the immigration process. If you commit fraud in the course of obtaining a benefit, you're not entitled to it. Now, imagine hearing that legal concept suddenly attached to your name on national television. That is the position ILHAN Omar finds herself in right now.
Critics of ending TPS argue that it ignores the current reality in Somalia. They point to ongoing security concerns, including threats from militant groups, as well as climate challenges like droughts that continue to affect everyday life. From this perspective, sending people back now could put them to unstable conditions and difficult conditions. And that is why many believe TPS protection should continue, because the original reasons of granting them haven't gone away. On the other hand, some argue that TPS was never meant to be permanent. It was designed as a temporary solution, not something that lasts for decades. They believe there should be clearer long-term answers, either a pathway to permanent residency for those who have built their lives in the US, or a structured and safe return plan when conditions truly improve. But here is the problem. Neither of these options is easy. Both require political agreement, and in today's climate, that's something that doesn't happen quickly. And while debates continue at the policy level and people are left waiting, the reaction we are seeing from the Somali communities, the anxiety, the frustration, even the anger isn't about immigration rules. It is about fear, the fear of losing stability, the fear of being uprooted, the fear of starting over from scratch. Imagine having your whole life in one place and suddenly facing the possibility of leaving it all behind. For many families, this isn't just stressful, it is deeply emotional. Because the US isn't just where they live, it is their home. So at the end of the day, The issue sits at the intersect of policy, politics, and real human lives. These are valid arguments on different sides. But what is clear, the outcome will have a lasting impact on thousands of people. So the big question remains, what is the right balance between policy and humanity? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and kindly remember to keep it respectful. And if you found this discussion helpful or even informative, click the subscribe button to join our family. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.